Hey data fans, so you're new to Databricks and you want to know how to get started. Well, Databricks has you sorted. In this video, I'm going to run through what is the Databricks Free Edition and how you can get hands-on using dbdemos. So Databricks launched Databricks Free Edition at the Data and AI Summit earlier this year, and it's a free learning platform that allows you to use some of the core features within Databricks. Now, it is based on AWS, but it still works absolutely fine, so it doesn't really matter what cloud platform you're using it on. It is a slice of the real platform, but it gives you enough of the features like SQL DB, jobs, DLT, Unity Catalog features, and even AI ML capabilities for you to start learning how to use Databricks or even do some testing. They used to have an old community edition, which is now redundant, but it was very limited. You didn't get all the Databricks features, and it was really for the Spark Compute elements. So let's dive in and have a look. So this is the free edition. You can either go to the blog by just googling Databricks Free Edition, and if you go to the blog, it's quite a good read. You can have a look at the summary and see all the features. So you can even build yourself an agent. You can do ML projects. You've got the querying facilities using SQL DB. If we keep going down, one of the interesting things is you can also access the Databricks Academy free training course. So you can start now learning Databricks and work towards that certification. So if we do go down to the bottom, there is a sign up section which you click on, and it opens up the sign on, which you basically then log into and create an account. Alternatively, you can go to any of the Databricks pages and just say try now, and then at the bottom a sign up. We'll click here, and that does the same thing, takes you to the same place. So I've already created an account, and we can see when we get to the home page that it looks exactly like how you would in Databricks, and we can go to the workspaces and we can see that it's created me my own workspace, my user, and also it allows me to create myself a repo. So if I want to connect to a Git repository, excellent. We've got catalogs. By default it creates your workspace, and you can then start adding tables, but you can create your own catalog as you wish. We have jobs and pipelines. You can see we have a couple of pipelines here already. Under the compute, we are limited to what compute you can have, so you can't create your own interactive cluster. It does just use the default serverless, but this is enough for us to do our testing and example and learning and so on. We've also got the marketplace. If we want to connect to any tools outside of the Databricks ecosystem, then we can. We can query by using the Databricks SQL editor. We've even got Genie capabilities, and so all of these facilities are available. Look at data ingestion, so we can start ingesting data from different sources using the Lakeflow connectors. And then we've got our playground for AI and ML, and we can do we've got the playground, we can do experiments. We've even got some of the built-in models that allows us to kind of utilize. So what if we want to get started on this and we don't want to go and obtain that data? So Databricks have also got this tutorial site which basically gives you all of these existing use cases that you can install into your workspace using pip install. Now it's really simple. You do pip install and then you import, and then you decide which one you want to install. And we can see that they've got a wide range of use cases. So if I go back to my notebook, we can see that I've installed this, and it does it goes through some of the requirements, and once we've done that, it will then do an import and list them, and it's a very similar view as what we saw on that web page, and it gives us the command to install it. So you've got fraud, you've got some insurance stuff here about claims, you've got patients, we've got IoTs, we've got some retail stuff, lots of good use cases. So to install it, we can just use the command dbdemos.install, and then the package you want. But you can also create your own catalog and schema. So I wanted to put it into my own one, so I put catalog equals the name and then schema equals the name, and we can see that as it didn't exist, it created it. And then what it also does is it gives us loads of notebooks to start running and testing and start using those, so we can start building our silver tables, our gold tables, and so on. And it also creates some pipelines and even Genie workspace. So I've done that. Now we can go and have a look. So we go into the catalog. We can see that my playground is created. My fraud scheme is there, and we can see that it's created a volume and it's put all the files in that. And we've got different type of files. We've got CSVs in here. We've also got some Parquet files. So we've got a mix of data file types to allow us to play around with it. We can go to the editor and we can also start querying it. So here I've got a simple read a CSV file and I can run it, and now I can start querying that. We've also got Genie. We can go into Genie and we can start asking it questions. So we can say, okay, what's the revenue for May 2025? We can also start customizing the workspace by adding the tables we want. And there's our answer. Go back to our workspace and we can have a look that it's created this Lakehouse FSI fraud folder, which basically contains all those notebooks for us to start learning, and we can start using that, and we can connect them to our workspace and get going. So we looked there. The free edition is really useful. It's perfect for those beginners, but it's also great if you just want to test some of the new features and not use your own account and start spending money. The dbdemos is a fast way to use real use cases, examples. You know, I've had many hours of trying to find the right data set to mess about with. So it's great that all of these features are now easily available within the Databricks ecosystem. So let me know what you think about these features. Until next time, catch you later.